Well, hello and welcome to Los Altos High School for this one of the final non-league meetings of the Eagle season between the Screaming Eagles of Los Altos and the Rams of Willow Glen. Hello, I am CJ Rulo and I am going to be taking you through tonight's non-league game. Let's start off with the Rams of Willow Glen. Coming off of a very competitive last season, 22-8 overall, 12-2 in conference, the #1 seed in the CCS Open Tournament. After Sam Pereno lost, well, he walked. He was the head coach at San Jose State and Mission College forever. Brian Vieira's had a bit of a tough time, as you see on the stain right there. Willow Glen 1-7, second to last in league. And on the other side of this, Los Altos, you can see he's 11-1 overall in the De Anza League, 18-1. Their only loss has been in league so far, 10 straight wins. And you know it's going to be a really good one for this. So if we get to lineups really quickly, Santa Maria, Soria, Munoz, Jones, Malvini, Hyman, Davis, Callaway, and Stewart. You're starting for the Willow Glen Rams with Hartwick pitching. For the Eagles, Angulo, Baum, Ben Parker batting after his brother Aaron, Fooch, Susko, Hanley, Connor Kendall, and Colby Cook will be the 9 bomber on the mound. And we will be right back after this.
Straight back home.
Can't hear me. All right, ready to hold the batter.
Home plate umpire is really good. I've had Jim on many occasions. A little bit of a small strike though. So I'm facing AJ Santa Maria on the 1 pitch in the asphalt. Still a little bit low. For a ball. Willow Glen having Santa Maria, Soria, and Munoz for 3. Missing Ryan Baum. Yeah, she's there. Curveball over the outside corner for a strike.
Okay, Sandra, so you're covering the right now.
Baum quickly
He gets
ahead.
hit, follows the ball.
Coming into today, the Eagles are 11-1 in league. Right behind them, the Wildcats of Los Gatos, and then the Chargers, Wilcox, Palo Alto, Mountain View, Homestead, Cupertino, Saratoga, all behind them. Willow Glen, second to last place, only Westmont right behind them.
Outside with a fastball, just missed. So full count 3-2. Santa Maria, one of the better hitters on this team. Came into today, 397, 4 doubles. Payoff pitch. And just a little low and in. So Santa Maria works a walk, and here comes Jacob Soria. Soria is the senior, 6'1", 185 outfielder, playing in left today. 260 hitter, slightly open stance, waves the bat, excuse me, behind his neck. Santa Maria on first, short lead, and bombed the pitch. And Soria offered at that, trying to bunt him over. Soria is asking home plate umpire Jim Good if indeed he did go in. Yes, he did. So Baum gets ahead of him 0-1. After today, the Eagles travel to Branham High School in San Jose. Milpitas High School comes down here. They play Leland, then 2 against Palo Alto as a pickoff to first. Santa Maria easily back in. Willow Glen, on the other hand, plays Westmont twice, Branham twice, Leland twice to finish out the year, each alternating home and away, and then goes into the BVAL tournament, which starts on the 13th of May. So Soria, trying to butt him over. Pitch. And he definitely offered it that one. And Sawyer's starting to look around like, I don't know what I need to do now. I need to get him over, but how am I going to do that? So right now his third base coach has something he wants. Brian Vieira, the new head coach after Sam Perena left, starting to pace a little bit. 0-2. Handball hit, but right to Sesko. Sesko flipped second. Out there. Out at 1-6-4-3 double play. Sesko Angulo to Kendall. So the walk is eliminated immediately. And now Isaac Munoz. Munoz, 370, 7 doubles, 2 triples, and a home run. And this is a small field. Los Altos, 310 down the line, 345 to the left side is the first pitch, and nasty curveball. That's one of Bomber's strong pitches right there. He's got a 4-2 seam fastball, a curveball, a splitter fork ball, and a changeup. Don't see a lot of that from kids in high school. 4, I'd say, plus pitches. One is a fastball running up and away. Ryan Baum coming into the game, 1.17 ERA. And has been the best pitcher for the Eagles as the next pitch is a little low. So let's take a look at this for Ryan Baum. 1.17 ERA, 7-1. 8 appearances, 8 games, 6 completes, and 1 shutout. That is some dominance there in high school. As the one pitch curveball drops a little bit low. As far as I know, and I've played with a bunch of guys on this team. I've played with Kendall, I've played with Bomber. I've not played with some of their starting infield, but I have played with Fooch and the Parker brothers before. I don't know where it's coming as that's chopped right off a home plate. Right to Angulo, has to go high, has to the hurry throw, but in time for that. So a very quick inning for the Eagles at the end of 1/2 inning. Willow Glen 0, Los Altos coming up. Very quick scoreless frame for the Rams. It will be Jason Hartwick facing Angulo, Baum, and Parker, the first 3 for the Eagles, and Juan Angulo stepping up first. Angulo 439 as he takes a pitch up high from Hartwick. Hartwick coming in 0-0 with a couple of saves and an ERA of 14, and I'm going to be honest, even if that ERA of 14 is misleading, it shows how much the Rams have plummeted from the early days as the second pitch in the dirt. Willow Glen coming off of a big season last year. This will be their first losing season since Brett Gladden was their coach way back in 2007. 6-18 overall, 4-7 in the league. That's been tough since Sam Perena left. Perena left as Angulo takes that for a ball 3-0. He resigned. He wanted to spend more time with his wife, Joanne. They want to travel, and he wants to continue coaching. He wants to be an assistant somewhere. But he's done the best. His bat ball is low, so ball 4. Angulo works to walking up since Ryan Baum. But Pereno, you just look at his resume. 25 years as a head coach of the San Jose State Spartans. 806, 632, and 6 record. 3 WAC titles. College World Series appearance in 2000. Assistant coach at Mission, head coach at Mission for 7 years, CCCBCA, California Community College Baseball Coach Association Hall of Fame inductee in '96. What a coach. As Bomber takes the first pitch for a strike inside. Ryan Bomber is far and away the best pitcher on this staff, and he's also one of their better hitters on 381. The only guys better than him are Ethan Yenny and Aaron Parker. respectively. And Angulo's pretty good. The second pitch taken for a strike ball. Officially, it's Hanley, their catcher. It's Brennan Hanley, but he's only played in 12 games. I'm only looking at the guys who have played in almost every start. But ball behind quickly 0-2. Hartwalk with the short step and a step off and look. Angulo going nowhere. Angulo does have a little bit of speed. Pitch is taken away. I'm trying to find that right now. I've got a bunch of notes in front of me and they're going everywhere. Almost literally. It's a very windy day. Wind going to be blowing out to right field. That's fairly normal. Angulo, 3 stolen bases in 3 attempts, so he will run. Bomb pitch. Curveball, that's hit. And that's through into right field, a base hit. Angulo's going to have to hold up his second as the ball is fired back in by Munoz, but a single for bomb, and up steps Aaron Parker. That's just a good piece of hitting behind 0-2 and sees a hanging curveball and just pulls it over Jack Calloway at second. So first and second for the Eagles, and up steps Aaron Parker. Apologies for that. I'm having to drink some water. It's a very nice day outside, 80 degrees. Humidity at about 31%. Wind's supposed to get to about 15 miles an hour if we're lucky. That's not going to happen because this is Los Altos. They pay for the wind as the first pitch to Parker is a hanging curveball for a strike. Parker stepped out after that. Looked like he wanted to launch it about 7 miles. Parker 424, 6 home runs, and 8 doubles. And he looks like just one of those power hitters. Pitch is a curveball, that's a little bit low. Parker listed at 5'8", 185, only a sophomore. Man, he looks more like, like 22, and he should be playing for the Saints over at Mission College or the Vikings of West Valley or the Shutter Dons at De Anza. De Anza's not having a good year so far. Maybe a Loney. Loney's doing well this year, on their way to another title in the South Conference of the Coast. I'll be honest on that. There's not a lot of teams that year anymore. It's Loney, Cabrillo. Gavilion's not really a team. I'm sorry, Gavilion. I know that you guys have a nice field, but it's not enough. It's a 2-1 pitch into Parker. Another curveball up top, and Parker's having to take a breath and compose himself. That's 2 hanging curveballs, and he's wanting to launch them both. He's taking them both. So 2-2. Hartwick trying to get the first out of the inning. And he yields. That ball is lined into right field. And I think they're gonna, as the ball's gonna be through to Santa Maria, but the bases are loaded for Aaron's brother, Ben Parker. So Hartwick in a little bit of trouble early. A walk and 2 singles. And Callaway's has got a little bit of action there at first, but just hasn't been able to pull anything down. Parker 357, 5 doubles and a home run. Yeah, 5 home runs. Yeah, there we go. The Parker brothers combined for 11 home runs. Now there's 10 home runs on the team. That means they'd be hitting more home runs than the team. Parker with a almost vertical stance as the first pitch is a curveball in the outside corner. Jim Good is the home plate umpire. He's calling balls and strikes. I've had to catch for Jim before. Him and his son, Mark, is an umpire in the Atlantic League over on the East Coast for independent baseball. They used to do a lot of games in the Babe Ruth leagues and everything as the pitch is fouled right over my head. I'm sitting on the first base side, closest to home plate. Now Santa Maria going to go out and talk to Hartwick, and I think that's going to be the, hey, keep your curveballs down. You can't hang it with these guys. Willow Glen in the all charcoal and red with the red and gold lettering and the gray and red caps. Los Altos in the home whites with the Screaming Eagle across the front of the jerseys, and the blue socks as the switches a fastball up high. And the blue trim all around. So Hardwick ahead 1-2, but as we've seen so far, being ahead hasn't necessarily been the best thing for him. 1-2 inbound. And that's hit, and that is through. And that takes a hit. And Bomb, sending Bomb. Here's the throw to the plate. It is in time to get Bomb. And Coach Stewart being aggressive early and trying to send a message to the Rams, but able to nail down the trail runner. So now it's Zach Fooch. Fooch 6'4", 185 junior. 287 with 3 doubles. A 671 OPS as the first pitch is in the dirt. Eagles still threatening. They got first and second, only 1 out. Fooch is their tallest player, 6'4". Next closest is Colby Cook at, sorry, my bad, Ryan Baum at 6'2", man. It's so weird when you look and you go, man, I don't play with Baum. Baum does not seem like he is 6'2". This pitch is a fastball on the inside for a called striking. Again, Santa Maria going out to talk to Hardwick. And at this point, I'm wondering if it's something to do with they're not reading the signs correctly. They're not like those old sacrifice attendants in Rome, where, you know, it's like, oh, the signs aren't correct. What do you mean? Well, we butchered the goose incorrectly or something. It's like, no, I think they're not getting the catcher to pitcher signs relayed correctly. So Fooch, again, big athletic lefty with a very open stance. Hardwick's pitch is in the dirt. Hardwick coming into the game. ERA of 14, 4 appearances, 1 save, no decisions. Surprised Arthur Joseph started. Despite the fact that he has a 2-5 record, he's got an ERA of 1.39, 10 appearances. That's a slider that drops over for a strike. Also got a save. He's been one of their best pitchers this year. And again, Santa Maria going out. Now I'm starting to wonder what's up. This is a little much. So for Jones, 58.1 innings pitched. 19 strikeouts. Sorry, 19 walks, 48 strikeouts, 10 runs earned. Only 29, 44 hits given up, so about a hit an inning. Hardwick's 1-2. Is slapped foul for towards the Willow Glen dugout. The way this field is set up, it slopes off sharply. As soon as you get past foul territory, it gets right to the dirt on the sides, and then it just slopes off towards the dugout. Same in the outfield. It's actually, the infield's built on a slight ridge, so you expect to see anything hit right up the middle is going to take a big hop. Same at American High School from Fremont. That's even more pronounced as Hardwick's 1-2 in the dirt, and that gets behind Santa Maria. Hardwick going to cover, and Santa Maria had no idea where that was. Barker held at third. From 1-2 to full. For Fooch. Hasn't any home runs yet, and he swings right through that for the second out of the inning. Now Brock Susko. Susko coming today, 283, 2 bombs, 3 doubles, a triple, 970 OPS, 521 slugging. And it's really good for a skinny shortstop as he takes the first pitch for a ball. Yeah, Susko must really have some wheels. You just take a look at him, you don't exactly see shortstop material. You see a little more of a center field, second base type build as the 1-0 pitch is a little bit low. Santa Maria trying to figure out what he wants to pitch. And 2. That's a nice changeup on the inside corner for a strike. For the Eagles, they've had a little bit of a challenge. They face Palo Alto back-to-back games at the end of the year, May 1st and May 3rd, and then they go into their tournament. And as it stands right now, they would be facing, it would be the Mustangs out of Homestead. There's the curveball hit up and foul. There's plenty of room on the side, but it's going to land foul. So we'll reset and do it again. Susko, only a sophomore. It's a very young Eagles team. One freshman, Aiden Brenner. Bunch of sophomores, Susko, Parker, Aaron, Colby Cook. And all of them are starting too, and then a lot of juniors and then a couple of seniors. And on the other side, it's pretty much the complete opposite, a bunch of juniors and seniors for the Rams. The pitch just misses, so another full count. Hartwick's had to work a lot in this first inning. 3 hits, 1 run only. Payoff pitch, curveball in the dirt. Parker went about halfway and easily makes it back. So 2 walks, and up steps Brendan Hanley. Hanley 455, 2 doubles, and 6 RBIs. As the first pitch is fastball poured in for a strike. Hanley, the catcher today, he's wearing glasses, and I'm going to be honest, Middle Spread's not wearing, the Oakley sports goggle similar, the clear lenses. The curveball is hit about a mile high. That's drifting over to the first base side now to play. So Hartwick quickly up 0-2. On Hanley, 7th batter of the inning. 0-2 pitch. This fastball fouled straight back. Hanley listed as a junior. Of only 4 on this team: Gavin Ryder, Connor Altinger, and Zach Fooch. Our other 3. I've played with a bunch of these guys: Ryder, Altinger, Parker Brothers, Baum, Yenny. As Hartwick steps off, Kendall, Fooch, Shimizu. All the guys I've played with over time. As a fastball is swung and a miss, so second strikeout of the day for Hartwick, but 3 hits turn into a big run. Eagles thinking could have been more. At the end of 1, it is Los Altos 1 and Willow Glen 0. Jones, Malvini, and Hyman, the 4-5-6 for the Rams. That's 1-0 after 1. Eagles scoring on 3 hits and a couple of walks. Angulo walked, Baum, Parker, and Parker both all single. Fooch struck out, Susko walked, Hanley struck out. So Ryan Baum going to be facing Arthur Jones to start off this, the top of the second. Jones coming into the game with 246 and 8 doubles. And Ryan Baum deals. There's a fastball hit, and it's going to squeak through on that side. Angulo was shifted a little more towards the middle, and Jones pulled it right through the hole. So there'll be one on for Michael Malvini. Malvini He's right-handed. You can see that on your dial. He's a junior, 5'9", 155. 267 as a hitter. Hummer throws a fastball right by him for a strike round bomb. Fastball gets up to about 86, probably up to almost 88. It's been a while since I last saw him. It's been about a year. We've been playing for the All-Star Academy 19U Palomino team in the summer, most likely. It's a pickoff attempt. Just keeping Jones on his toes. Jones has one stolen base, so I don't know if they're playing off of that or just he's getting a little too big in his lead, but probably the lead. It's Malvini, and the pitch is fouled straight behind him. Malvini, 656 OPS. His OVP is better than his slugging. 266 slugging, 389 OVP. Malvini after the foul and getting some signs, steps back in behind the count 0-2. From the slide step and the curveball is fouled back to the screen. I'm gonna say this too, I've had to catch Bomb in the past, and he's one of the best guys to catch for. Really calm, really competitive. Overall, and the only reason he wasn't the ace of the team last year was because Alex Ralphs, who's currently at Santa Clara University, was still playing last year. And last time I filmed him, he got lit up a little bit by the Trojans of Milpitas, but it hasn't pitched much in his freshman year, which surprised me because he was so dominant coming out of high school and summer season. As the pitches a curveball and jumps just a little bit low. That's an excellent curveball though from Bob. Started out just above belt high and just dropped straight down. 1-2 pitch to Malvini. It's a fastball that's line, but right out to Fooch. For the first out of the inning, so up steps the designated hitter Taylor Hyman. Hyman 695 OPS, 269 batting average. Something interesting, just comparison between the Rams and the Eagles. The Eagles are actually batting their pitcher, Ryan Baum. A lot of schools use him as the DH. They just implement the DH because their pitchers are so good. Just at pitching that's a little punch flare. And then bobbled by Angulo, so that's going to be, well, we're going to wait for the score decision. I'm going to call that a hit. That was so softly hit. I'm going to call it an E4, and that's a little rough, I think. That's a little rough. I wonder if they're just trying to keep Hyman's ego in check. That was so softly hit. Angulo would have had to rush anyway. And I don't know if he normally would have made that play even with a hard charging runner. Now it's Ryan Davis. Davis 333 on the here's a fastball that's launched, but about 6 miles foul. 3 doubles for the sophomore, 861 OPS. Brecke, that's Garrett Brecke, is their best hitter. He's not starting surprisingly enough today. He is starting on the bench. Hummer checks, runner a second, and it's the curveball, and he went around big time on that. That's just nasty work by Ryan Baum. And both pitchers have been spiking the curveballs a little early, and that's just more of them trying to probably feel their way and get a feel for their curveball, even after the bullpen session warm-ups. But once again on top 0-2, and he and myself and Max Moreno of Woodside High, who's committed to the William Jessup School, as a curveball gets behind, and everyone's going to move up 90 feet. All three of us are under the tutelage of Nick Pereira. Pereira's local boy, Cupertino, De Anza College, USF, and then worked his way up through the San Francisco Giants organization. Ended up getting to AAA Fresno. And turned into our pitching coach, working at All-Star Academy in Santa Clara. I'm not hyping them, I'm just a bunch of guys who played for ASA over the years. This is the 1-2. Fastball hit, straight up in the air. Straight over our heads. Al Davis just underneath it. Just enough. Punch it out. Mom's still ahead and trying to get names very tough at bat on Jack Calloway. Lurking right behind him, Calloway. About a 300 hitter, will double, so not the scariest, but that's another curveball by Bomber and a swing and a miss. First strikeout of the day for Bomber. And there are 2 out for Callaway. And I was talking about Callaway just before that, so maybe I should. 776 OPS, getting on base around half the time. Bomber with the look and the pitch. It's a fastball running a little bit away. And Willow Glen coming into this year 22-8, 12-2 in conference, #1 seed in the CCS Open tournament under Coach Sam Pereno, and then Pereno resigned, and Brian Veer has not done the same as a airball drops just a little bit low to Callaway. This was their first losing season since 2007 when they went 6-18 overall under Brett Gladden. So just think about that. That's a 12-year stretch going into this year where they'd basically been in the top of their division every single year. Now that's dominance and everything not called the WCAL. That's impressive. And the Mount Hamilton's not exactly the easiest conference. San Jose's A conference. Lee, Leland, Branham, the Oaks of Live Oak. Shout out to my boy, Gavin Velez, if he's doing well. Willow Glen, Westmont, Pio. The 2-1 is a filthy curveball, drops in for a strike. Even with Bomber, I mean, the curveball's usually not his best pitch. It's usually his changeup. His curveball is his #2 out pitch. And then his splitter, after that, really likes getting ahead early and just pulling the string. Has 2-2 pitches inbound. Fastball on the outside corner. Callaway caught looking. And that is all for the Rams. A hit and an error. They leave him stranded at the end of 1.5. It is Los Altos 1, Willow Glen 0. Connor Kendall, Colby Cook, and then the back to the top order, and Juan Angulo. Here at the bottom of the second, the Eagles sent up 7 in the first inning. As the first pitch to Kendall is way up high. 4-1. Kendall, big lefty with the high stirrups, takes a fastball to the outside. Santa Maria trying to bring that back a little too much, my friend. As a catcher myself, or say former catcher, I know how much to frame. Kendall batting .250, 2 doubles, 5 RBIs is the Pitch is a little bit low. 654 OPS. Solid first baseman, plays his music a little too loud when he's practice playing first. So get me over fastball is in there for a called strike. I think when the Eagles scheduled Willow Glen, they weren't expecting this. Fastball is going to be line foul down the third base line. And I think when Coach Stewart scheduled the Rams, I think he was still expecting Sam Pereno to be there, because really they have faced each other in the past, and it's been a tough matchup for teams as the fastball's way up high. The third walk of the game for Hartwick. So Colby Cook, their left fielder, and the ninth batter in the Eagles lineup. Cook is a sophomore, 6'1". They got a lot of tall guys, and then you look at their weights and you go, wow, they're so skinny. This Cook plays a bunt down perfectly, and Hartwick's only play will be to first, so sacrifice 1-3, and back to the top order in 1. Angulo walked his first time up. 439 going into today with a home run, 5 doubles. And a 1.171 OPS. And several of the Eagles have OPSs of over 1. And if anyone's wondering, is that good? Well, when your max OPS is 5, and most guys don't have over like 2, in high school having an over 1 is good. That's probably getting you to college somehow. Speaking of that, there is a Cal coach in attendance today as the curveball loops in for a strike, and I'm wondering, I think this is Willow Glen's first game, and I'm wondering if Jones and a couple of the other guys are a little hurt, like arm stiffness or something. Not starting, because I would definitely want to try to win this game. Salas doing really well as a fastball just a little blown away. Angulo still behind 1-2.
Here we go, 2-strike approach.
Facing Hartwick, all right, he's got an interesting windup. As you'll see, it's right there. Heads his arm straight out and then brings his arm straight up, so it's out to up. That curveball's inside. And now Jim Good going over, and he's having words. And he's having words with Brian Vieira. Vieira really won that. I'm going to be honest and say Good's got a little bit of a temper, but he's usually actually a pretty calm guy and really quiet. You don't hear a lot. Here's strike and ball call. It's the pitch curveball. Excellent smother by Santa Maria. Kendall's getting over to third. So now full count for Angulo. And Angulo's got the green light. Hartwick really struggling. Hopes Gabriel Guerrero of the Rams is going to be coming up as the pitch, and that hits the nub of the bat. Hartwick flips over to first for the out. So 2 outs back to the pitcher. So front by Bums, a switch hitter usually bats left-handed just due to the amount of righties on the team. He hit a single his first time up, pulled it over Callaway. Very wide stance. He got some excellent back control. His changeup swung right on over the top for a strike. And And Hartwick's been doing an excellent job of getting ahead of the hitters. It's just after getting ahead, he's not able to finish them. This pitch is a fastball that's taken for a strike. And several of the batters have been questioning good strike zone a little bit, but it's, if you know where it is, it's actually a very consistent zone. It's a low zone, so it's going to look a little odd at times as the 1-2 pitch. And Mom fights that off, and that's over the redwood trees to our left. Other games going on today, all starting at the same time this one started off. Palo Altos playing the Cathedral. Prospects playing Westmont. Piedmont Hills playing Pioneer as Mom fouls that one away. San Benito Hollister playing Lee, and then this one I just wrote down because it's actually a pretty interesting matchup. Evergreen Valley playing Oak Grove. Evergreen Valley at 11-4, Oak Grove at 10-6 going in. The game's just more interesting than anything else. Both teams actually having excellent years. As we're waiting for baseballs to be returned. Only in high school you really see this. The amount of baseballs having to be retrieved by the freshmen and then returned. Oh, 2 pitch to Bob Hartwick. That's up high. Almost looked like a modified pitch out to see if Kendall would be breaking should contact be made. He will be with 2 outs. It's given as Hartwick steps off. He's getting a lot of attention to Kendall at first, and I don't really see why. There's 2 outs just get. Bomb tags that, but it's going to be hanging up. Oh, it's Munoz. Munoz easily tracks it down for the 3rd out. And in that threat, so at the end of 2 complete, Willow Glen is still behind 1-0. Stewart, and then the top of the order, Santa Maria and Soria, and this the top of the 3rd inning. And the Rams still trailing 1-0. If you've missed the first 2 innings, well, you haven't missed a ton. I mean, you just missed a really exciting bottom of the first. A walk, 3 singles. That was the only run of the game, and it was a Ben Parker single driving in Juan Angulo, and then Ryan Baum. Pitcher was thrown out at the plate, trying to get the 2nd run across. So Riley Stewart going to be leading off. Stewart coming in with a 179 average, and he takes that first pitch for a strike and an 861 OPS. And in between innings, Brian Vieira and home plate umpire Jim Good are exchanging words, and Vieira, it's probably the traditional squabbles over the strike zone as that pitch is off back to screen. And I don't think Vieira was officially warned, but I think there's a given. If he complains anymore, he's going to get run. Vieira was not happy with a couple of pitches from his pitcher, Jason Hartwick. On some pretty nasty pitches on the corners, and he wasn't getting them as that pitch is hit, but right at Susko and fires onto Kendall at first for the 6-3 put out. Back to the top of the order in AJ Santa Maria. Santa Maria is probably one of their best hitters, and actually he is their best hitter. 397, 4 doubles, 10 RBIs, 993 OPS. The only guy better is Garrett Breck, who's somewhere he's on the bench today. As that pitch is lined, and that's right down the line, and Santa Maria is going to fly, even for a catcher. He's digging into 2nd, in there with a head-first dive. So AJ Santa Maria with a double. That's the first hit. That's the Arthur Jones single in the top of the 2nd. So now it's Jacob Soria. Soria grounded into a double play, his first I'm off Santa Maria after the Santa Maria walk. So Soria. Almost all of these players on Willow Glen wearing some sort of arm sleeve, black or red. I've not seen any yellow or gray. I'd love to see a gray one. The charcoal gray would actually look really nice. As bomb check at Santa Maria, and the pitch is a high chopper. That's right over the head of Aaron Parker, third. So Soria has a single, and that brings up Isaac Munoz. Munoz ground out to second his last time up, but the Rams house smells something cooking even with one out. They got runners on the corners. A sac fly will definitely do the job. A hit would be even better. As Vieira calls time, and he wants to talk to Munoz. Munoz is a senior at 5'10", 195 officially. He looks a little bulkier than 195, I'll be honest. I'm about 190, and he seems a little bit bulkier. So 195 to 200 is not a bad estimate. The two tallest guys on this team are Lincoln Juarez and Taylor Hyman. As Baum picks off to first. Just wanted to keep Soria in check. I don't think Soria's really going to go anywhere. You're down 1-0. Even with, you're just trying to. He does have 4 stolen bases. So all right, maybe he's a little bit of a threat. Just a little bit. First pitch is pitch fastball taken by Munoz. It's a very large roster headed up by Willow Glen. As compared that to the Los Altos active roster, it's looks like there's another pickoff, and Soria's back standing. It's almost like you're looking at a WCal roster in a C-class, Central Coast C-class roster. Actually, I don't even know who's in C-class. I think we mostly film A and B. I mean, Los Altos is an A, Mountain View's an A, Palo Alto is an A. St. Francis is an A. And the pitch, and that's punched. And Kendall and Santa Maria with a tag, and then he is easily in. So Munoz pops out to Kendall, but Santa Maria went back to tag. He ended up scoring on an overthrow. So Bomber gets the out, but allows the run to score. So 2 outs for Arthur Jones. Jones, the first baseman, he singled his first jump. He's also their best pitcher, despite his official record. It's an awful official record. It's 2-5, but one wonders how many of those were like a couple run losses, and not him. It's just the defense not being there to back him up, for the offense not coming as the fastball's a little bit away. Jones 6'2", 175, outfield left-handed pitcher, first baseman, also hits left-handed. And this is the kind of guy scouts love to drool over. He's all lefty. He's all lefty, yeah, well, he better be throwing 90 or something, or else you're not really going to read about him too much. 1-0 pitch to Jones is a curveball, and that gets behind, and then that skips the awkward quick kick, so Soria moves over to third. And Baum behind in the count 2-0. It's one of the few batters he has fallen behind today. This is a tie game off of a Santa Maria double, a Soria single, and a Munoz pop out. Actually managed to score a run. Soria really, Soria really aggressive down the line. He's trying to get Baum to balk, and Baum's just giving him a look like, yes, so. And like Randy Johnson, it's just like, yeah, it's, I don't care. I'm trying to get this guy at the plate. Limit the damage. stuff's off again, and he's starting to, I think he needs to talk to Brennan Hanley, and they're trying to figure out, so I think there's some sort of confusion as to over what Baum wants to throw and what Hanley's signaling. Well, they've most likely worked out what they want to throw. They probably weren't talking about what type of pizza they're going to get after the game. One of these days I'd love to do that, just mess with the guys. Fastball's foul, hits the top of the fence, and I think it ended up getting a car, so extra 5 points to Jones. We got to put that on his unofficial scorecard. The best we've actually seen was actually ended up playing in Washington Manor and Stanley Andrew, and with Baum and a handful of other guys from surrounding high schools. And one of the guys, I don't remember who, he just pulled the tar out of a ball and actually hit a car as it was moving. That pitch also was fouled off. From 2-0 to 2-2, and Baum is right back in this. It was driving by, and the field we're playing on was just, it was a big mess field. It was all dirt infield, a patchy outfield. I don't remember who was up, and just car driving by, and I'm in the dugout, and we just see it just, Pink gets hit foul, and all of a sudden the car's going by, we just dunk, and we see the car like swerve over to the side, and then all of a sudden we're looking, and the guy comes out, he's looking at us, and we're just like, hi, we didn't mean to hit your car. That ball's hit a mile in the air. But Cook is there for the third out, but the Rams man just scored a couple of hits and a pop-out throwing error. So at the end of 2.5, it's Willow Glen 1 and Los Altos 1. So here's how the Rams ended up scoring their run in the top of the third. It was a double by Santa Maria. There you see it getting right by him, and he's ended up flying into second. And for a catcher, he can run. Then he gets a third on a single by Soria, and then Munoz popped up. You'll see that right here. And then the wild throw, and Santa Maria easily scored on that. Not even a throw made as the Parker brothers, Aaron and Ben, and then Zach Fuch. This is the bottom of the third inning as the first pitch is a curveball fouled straight into the Willow Glen dugout. And both of the Parkers singled last time. That was in the first inning when the Angulo walk set the table for 3 straight hits. And that's the only run of the game for the Eagles so far, as that pitch is skied into the right center gap, but it's hanging up there for Munoz, and he's got it for the first out of the inning. So up comes Ben Parker. Aaron's a sophomore, Ben is a senior. But they're similar in build and actually what they do, both catch, both pitch. Aaron plays the infield, Ben plays the outfield. Have 9 guys like them, you've got a very complete team. It'd be kind of annoying because you look at the line, it's B Parker, A Parker, B Parker, A Parker, and you just start making like funny just letter combinations where you're 3 A's and 3 B's in a row, and eventually you're making a grade report. I have no idea what's going on with that. As the first pitch from Hartwick is a high curveball. I apologize for sounding like a dying elephant, because I am a dying elephant. Don't worry. I've sounded worse. I've felt better. Believe me, it's all cancels itself out. As this pitch is a fastball, looks about shin high, and here comes good over. And he's looking in towards the entire Los Altos dugout, along with Coach Daniel Hernandez. Daniel's actually my coach for a year. And he just gives him the glare. Trying to assert himself early as the switches a curveball in the dirt. So Parker ahead 2-1. I've seen that a couple times. I've gone to Mission College games, and if you can, I mean, this year especially, there's only 2 games left and 1 home game. That's tomorrow when they faced College of San Mateo, which is not the same height for a strike. But one time they were facing, I think it was the Renegades out of Ohlone. Apparently, the umpire just whips his mask off. They were chirping after a little bit of a pitch. It was a slider inside. Pitch is lined and through. So Parker has himself a single. And apparently what was said, the umpire thought he heard some derogatory comment towards him. And they were just saying it was such an inside pitch, it's just another wrinkle in the batter's shirt. But the umpire really didn't like that. And Coach Bobby Hill really had to do some quick talking to save possibly a couple guys getting ejected. Honestly, if Cody Stevenson had got ejected, I don't think anyone really would have cared. Stevenson's known for having a bit of a mouth. He's like a sailor, except worse. Parker's running. Pitch inside. Santa Maria's throw way too late. So Parker steals second. And Fuchs is ahead 1-0 in the count 1-0. Let's go on deck. He walked. Fuchs struck out swinging his last time up on a pretty nasty off-speed pitch. And here comes Vieira. I think Vieira's just trying to get Artwick to calm down. They do. And they're going to have action starting in the Willow Glen bullpen, and I believe possibly is Augustieri, the lefty, getting it ready to come in. He's 4-5 overall, 10 appearances, no saves, an ERA of 2 flat, 42 innings pitched, 48 strikeouts, 22 walks, 26 total runs given up. Again, one's still wondering, I mean, even if Moreno hadn't left, how much of that was him and how much of that was just the talent finally dried up? I mean, 11 straight years without a losing record, consistently one of the best in the Mount Hamilton division, and it's not an easy division to be in. Here's the 1-0. That's reached for, that's hit to short. They're only going to be able to get one. So Fuchs rounds out 6-3. Stewart to Jones, but now there's a runner on third base. 2 outs for Susko. And, you know, speaking about Pareto, I mean, he was there for 4 years. He said it was a very tough decision and wanted to travel around with his wife, Joanne Moore. He's going to continue coaching. He wants to be an assistant coach. He's just not going to be at Willow Glen anymore. It's the first pitch is a curveball lofted and out of play. Raved about his coaching staff. Loved being out there with the kids every year. Said that it was great. Always came home with a smile on his face. His coaching staff was great. 4 years there, 80-34, 38-18 in the BVL Mount Hamilton. The pitch is just a little low, maybe just a little bit away. Co-title in 2017, reached the playoffs all 4 years. Open division twice, back-to-back years. And he was very proud of where the program was. That pitch is just a little bit low. San Jose State head coach, 25 years, 3 WAC titles. College World Series appearance in 2000. Assistant coach and head coaching jobs at Mission College. 5 coast titles. That pitch is lined into right center field. Susko's going to drive in Parker. Easy single, 2-1. Eagles. So now it's Brendan Hanley. Coach Stewart just reminding everyone, hey, there are 2 down, so you really want to... If anyone doesn't know there's 2 outs left to do is look at the scoreboard, and if they don't see that, it's a little embarrassing. So Hanley struck out his last time up. facing Hartwick. He's just had a rough day. First pitch is a curveball, a little bit low. Santa Maria, the bluff. Back towards first. Susko going absolutely nowhere. Here's one. Just a little low and away. And you can tell Vieira's really starting to get steamed about that. He's not getting the corners. I guess they're just a little bit low. Another pickoff attempt. Susko easily back in. A single, a stolen base, ground out, and then a single by Susko. Plates Ben Parker for the second run of the day as that ball is ripped into right center field. That's going to get down past the dive of Malvini. Susko easily coming in to score on a big two-out double by the catcher, Brennan Hanley, and the Eagles have broken it open. It's 3-1. And if that is Augustieri in the Willow Glen pen, he better be done. And they're going to make a move. And it's not Augustieri. It is, however, a left-hander, so I'm very happy about that. I didn't completely messed up. I believe it's going to be Ostrowski. So Hartwick lasts 2.2 innings, gives up 5 hits, 3 runs. And it is going to be Ty Ostrowski, the sophomore. Coming into pitch, Ostrowski, 4.33 ERA, 2-1 on the year with 10 appearances, 1 start. 21 innings, mostly in a relief. 25 Ks, 11 walks, 17 runs given up. Got a little bit of a reminding me of that compact lefty. So yeah, we got slider, fastball, changeup. So he'll be coming in with 2 outs to face Connor Kendall. Kendall walked his last go around. Comes to start the second. Cook moved him along, and then nothing came of it with a couple of ground outs to the pitcher and a fly out. So lefty-lefty matchup. Ostrowski checks the first pitch. Is a fastball for a strike. He's listed at 5'10", 180. He definitely looks like a football player, I'll say that much. So it's probably a very good 5'10", 180 as a changeup is just a little bit up. And Kendall can put a spanking on the ball if it's anywhere near the plate, as that pitch is fastball in the corner for a strike. Ostrowski. I need some help on that name. That's a very funky name. It's a curveball or a slider is gonna drive towards just outside corner. His name's getting me tongue-tied. I mean, I've seen some funky names in my time, but man, that's a funky name, even among funky names. It's not the coolest name on the roster, though. Kendall hits that, and it's off and it's fair. Here comes Hanley. He's scoring easily. And a 2-out single by Kendall. Hanley crosses the plate. And it's now 4-1 Eagles. Now Colby Cook sacrificed Kendall Long last time with a bunt right back to the pitcher. That's not going to do absolutely anything now. We'll see as Ostrowski is which is looped into left and tracked down by Soria, but 3 more hits and a stolen base contribute. At the end of 3, Eagles lead 4-1. Well, we had a big last inning for the Eagles, 3 runs. Started with a Ben Parker single, and he stole second easily. Brock Susko knocked him in with a single. He moved along the third on a Zach Fooch ground out to short. And then the big one, a double by Brennan Hanley and a single by Connor Kendall. Ended up driving in the last couple of runs. So Byron Baum's got a 3-run lead to work with in this top of the 4th inning. And he'll be facing Malvini, Hyman, and Davis, the 5, 6, 7 for the Rams. Malvini lined out to right field his last time, and then Hyman reached via an error. Davis struck out, so that's how this inning's going to be stacking up. And I'd love to check the out-of-town scoreboard. Literally, it would be out of town because we're in one city and all the other games are, well, let's see. San Francisco, Campbell, San Jose, San Jose, San Jose, I think. So, a bunch of games in San Jose. This first pitch is a fastball low and in for ball. Leading 267 coming into the day. Probably dropped about a point. No, 266, still pretty good. Second pitch is low for a ball. We're trying to figure out, well, where are some of these guys going to probably end up going? I mean, honestly, I have no idea. Just in general, I mean, the closest junior college they have is, well, they got a couple choices. Since they got Mission College, a bunch of San Jose guys go there. As a curveball drops in for a strike. You got Mission College, West Valley College, San Jose City, and this, unfortunately, they don't have baseball anymore. Same like Foothill. I mean, a bunch of guys from Los Altos probably love to go to Foothill. There's no baseball there. There's a basketball about thigh-high call of a strike. At Evergreen Valley, but again, they don't have baseball. A bunch of colleges in this area just don't have baseball if you're a JC. I mean, you have 3 I can name off the top of my head. There's a 1-2 to Malvini. Just misses on the outside corner. So I think they got Mission, they've got West Valley, De Anza, that's some Grubertino. Got some choices. 2-2, and well, that's hit, and that's gonna be up the middle. There's no play. Gulo got over there, but just couldn't do anything with that. It was so softly hit. So now Taylor Hyman. He reached on error last time. That'd be huge for the Rams if we could do that again. That'd be multiple base runners for the first time since the second. No, it's just last inning, my bad. Yeah, I forgot they scored last inning. It's a little embarrassing, but that's not good. 6, 4, 3. Second double play of the day turned by the Eagles, and that's going to erase any threat. So Hyman grounds out. Susko and Gulo Kendall. So there are 2 outs for Ryan Davis. Davis struck out swinging his last time. Bombers got 2 strikeouts on the way, both in the second. Got Davis swinging, Jack Calloway looking. First pitch is, ooh. That's a curveball. That got away from him, and that drilled Davis right in the back. That curveball is really nasty, but sometimes it can get away from you. His Baum's 6th hit batsman of the year. Now facing Callaway with 1 on. Callaway and Davis, the strikeout victims in the second. There's only 2 so far. If you look at the line score, it's 1 run, 3 hits, no errors. For the Rams, 4 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error. For the Eagles. In the big 3rd inning, they have it 2 big. The bottom of the 1st and the bottom of the 3rd, both big, both when they scored their runs. A walk and 3 singles in the 1st, and that pitch is up and away. And then a single, well, 2 singles, a double, and then a Connor Kendall single ended up driving that in. So make that 3 singles and a double, plus a nice 6-3 ground out to move Ben Parker to 3rd. 2-0 pitch. Curveball smothered nicely by Hanley, and Bomber behind 3-0. To Callaway. .295 hitter coming in today is a get me over fastball, is right in there. Lumber looks into Hanley, gets the sign. Long breath and pitch. And he pours another fastball over for a strike, so 3-0 to 3-2. And a big payoff pitch right now for the senior. 3-2 runner off, and just a little bit low. To Callaway. So he works the walk. For Riley Stewart. AJ Santamaria, who got the big double. The top of the 3rd. Last time Stewart, he ground out to Susko. That'd be another big out for the Eagles. First pitch is a fastball, and as soon as I'm talking about it, it's another ground out to Susko, this time not 6-3, but a 6-4. So Baum works out of that. At the end of 3.5, it is still 4-1 Eagles. Well, you're going to see this as a big double play. Susko and Gulo Kendall. And that actually effectively wiped out any chance of the Rams score. And they did get 2 more on via a hit by pitch and a walk. But then a big ground out by Stewart eliminated that threat. And it will be the top 3 for the Eagles in Gulo, Baum, Parker. And this the bottom of the 4th inning. As a, looks like, oh, that's him. Sorry, look at the score sheet. I went, wow, that guy doesn't look right. Oh, wait, I haven't seen him turn to the right side yet. My bad. Ryan Baum doing an excellent job through 4 innings as Willow takes that for a ball. Walked in the first and grounded out to the pitcher in the second. He's 1 for 2 as it's that, but right to Ryan Davis at third base for the easy out. You got a fresh arm there in the Los Altos bullpen. That is Zach Fuch, who is listed as a utility and a pitcher. So if he'll be moving from right field, one who wonders who's going to be going out there. One wonders if maybe that'll be a Baum and Fuch switch. As Baum takes a pitch inside. And I could totally see that. Baum actually did that a lot when we were playing together in travel last year. We'd put him in, and as soon as he's done, we move him out. As Baum skies that into left center in a long run for Malvini, but he's right there. So second out of the inning. Now up steps Aaron Parker. Parker flew out to right last time, but he had a single in the first, ended up contributing to the first run of the game for the Eagles. And he's no batting gloves, and he's just put as much pine tar as you legally can on that bat as our ball flies wildly out of Ostrowski's and up into the corner for a ball. I don't think I've seen a curveball slip that much in a while. That one's better, but that one's hit, and that one's in the gap, and that's over Malvini's hand, and Parker's wheeling his way in, big turn, and he's going to end up stopping. So Parker's 2 for 3 after that double. And now Ben Parker, his brother, is going to be stepping up. Parker's 2 for 2 with 2 singles, and he's also stolen a base. And Fuch is done warming up, so one wonders he's probably going to be stepping in pretty soon. Which possibly should Baum get into trouble. So Ostrowski looking at Parker dancing off second as the horse is just a little low. That's taken for a ball. Ty Ostrowski, AJ Santamaria, the battery right now. Hartwick only lasted 2.2 innings and gave up a bunch of runs. He gave up actually all 4 as Parker fouls that straight over the top and back behind us up towards the Los Altos bullpen. So Parker will dig back in 1-1 count. Aaron Parker's brother at second. And Parker's almost a vertical stance. You don't see that too often. He hits that, but it's going to be played on a hop and fired to first. And wow, Parker ends up beating that out. And one wonders if Callaway had charged that and just caught that on the fly. That'd be easier. Decided to play it on the 1 hop. That might have just given Ben Parker enough time. Get there, he had some wheels. There's now Santamaria looking in. Tuvier for the first and third signs as Aaron Parker easily made it to third. That was an opposite field hit. For Fuch. Fuch struck out in the first swinging. Grounded to the shortstop, but wow, singles that hard into left. Parker in to score, 5th run of the day for the Eagles. And they're really starting to put the pressure on the Rams at 5-1. And now Susko going to be hitting. Brock Susko, the shortstop, 2 double plays. A walk in the first, and a single in the third. And 9 hits so far for the Eagles, and they're not done yet. There's 2 outs, and they've been pouncing as the pitch is a changeup in the dirt. 4-ball, Susko. Sophomore, actually, he started last year. A freshman, 6'3", 175. In a very vertical stance. Freezes on a fastball inside. Very competitive team in this, the Tianza division. Susko batting 283. Step off by Ostrowski. And 10 home runs hit by this team. That's a lot for high school. You don't see really more than about maybe 4, 5 if you're lucky, but 10. And over half them hit by Aaron Parker. Alone 6 home runs, he leads the team. And then Susko actually's got the next most with 2. He looks like he's got some pop. I'm wondering if that was actually played at one of the fields of no fences, such as like Terra Nova in Pacifica, which they wouldn't go play. But see, it is Susko fouls that straight back. And Santa Maria gonna go talk to Ostrowski. Hanley waiting on deck, will hit, should Susko reach. But Susko's right now behind in the count 1-2. Hanley, of course, had the big double that ended up knocking in a couple of runs. Here's 1-2. And I think Susko just missed that. It's hanging up there and will be easily taken by Munoz for the 3rd out, but Aaron Parker and Ben Parker combined with a double and a single to drive in another run, and it's 5-1 at the end of 4 complete here in Los Altos. And there you see the Zach Fuchs single that ended up plating Aaron Parker to make this a 5-1 game. And speaking of Fuchs, he's coming in, so Bomber is done. 4 innings, 1 run, 3 hits, and an error. Struck out 2, walked 2, hit a 3rd. So here comes Zach Fuchs. Fuchs, he's pitched a 0.45 ERA with 2 wins and 5 appearances for the junior. Very tall lefty, and he'll be facing the top 3 of the Willow Glen lineup: Santa Maria, Soria, Munoz. And Santa Maria and Soria have combined so far for the only run of the game for the Rams. Double by Santa Maria, and Soria played him with a sharp single. Hanley about ready to throw down, and we'll start this the top of the 5th inning. 5-1 is your score right now with the Eagles in front. And a pretty decently sized crowd actually here today for the... Sorry about that. For the Eagles, stands are filled somewhat. But for high school, I mean, this is considered large, unless you're in, like, I don't know, parts of Houston or Texas possibly. But, you know, they got football stadiums that, you know, rival anything. Welcome to Texas football, where the only thing less certain than your team making playoffs, if you're the best team in the league, is your coaching position. Is first pitch from Fuchs, and that's fair, and that's down the line. Santa Maria is going to be digging in. He had to kind of wait to see where the ball be as he flies into second with his 2nd double. And he stuck that just inside the line at 3rd. And he flew into second base once he saw that it got past Aaron Parker at 3rd. Cook was a little lazy to get to it. So here comes Soria. This is exactly what happened the last time. It was a double by Santa Maria and then a Soria single. First pitch from Fooch is a fastball for a strike. And Fooch has a kind of an interesting motion in his own right. I've seen a couple this year, including a submariner. That was actually probably the best I've seen. I love seeing submariners, but he starts off with an almost vertical ascent. He doesn't really crouch or anything. He's pretty much straight vertical. Closes himself off. And he's got almost like a Charlie Bench delivery as that gets by. Hanley Santa Maria moves to third on that. So runner at third, no outs. And you just made Soria's job that much easier. And they're going to bring the corners in. They're going to play the middle back. Kendall on the grass at first. And Parker about halfway to the grass on the third base side as the curveball is just up top for a ball. There you see Los Altos jersey with the giant eagle sublimated right below the words Los Altos. It's actually kind of nice kid jerseys, honestly. You don't see a lot of stuff like that. I mean, the only jerseys I've seen that are better possibly are the Bellarmine or the Valley Christian powder blue, and that's hit to the middle. And Susko can't get that. Santa Maria crosses the plate. And it's 5-2 Los Altos. They're going to probably count that as an error. And Susko had to come way in. I'm still waiting for the score decision as Munoz steps up. Munoz ground out to second in the first and popped out to the first baseman last time, but that actually ended up scoring a run as the first is a curveball and Soria's into second. I'm gonna give an error to Susko on that. He had time to make the play at first, and it's a little cruel if it was like, oh, it's a little cruel. Like, yeah, but he had time to make the play, so he didn't have to worry too much. So Soria steals second. Still no outs for Munoz. And pitch another curveball, and that's again knocked down by Hanley. Absolutely no relation to Stanford uber stud catcher Maverick Hanley. Just saw him play the Huskies out of Washington a couple of weeks ago, and Washington's got some team. They got some dudes. I mean, one guy I know, the same college I'm hoping to go to, Connor Blair, plus power definitely. That pitch is lined on one hop, and well, Susko makes that, and the high throw pulls Kendall off, but he applies the tag to Munoz for the first out of the inning. It's just a bit of bad luck. It was sharply hit, but right to Susko. As Lincoln Juarez getting loose down on the Willow Glen side. So most likely Ostrowski is done for the day. He gave up 2 runs. And Fuchs' first pitch to Jones is a curveball in the dirt. That gets by. Hanley Soria into third. So runner on third, 1 out for Jones. And Willow Glen's trying to make this a game. Last time I saw Fuchs pitch was last season, actually, just after Alex Rios had gotten shelled by Milpitas Trojans. And he was pretty solid, but it definitely was not, you know, first caliber starting pitching material. This pitch is just a bit high to Jones, and that gets by. And Soria is going to walk in. Second run of the inning for the Rams, and it's a 2-0 count to Arthur Jones. Jones, who, while being their best pitcher, is also batting .246 with 8 doubles and a .719 OPS. A big lefty playing first today. 2-0 pitch. Fastball and launched out of play. And I think he got a piece of Hanley on his follow through. Hanley's having to take a moment. And here comes Coach Gabe Stewart out of the Los Altos dugout. He wants to probably give him the old concussion protocol test. So name every president starting from McKinley. If you can't, well, you got a concussion. Which I hardly doubt. I can't even do it all the time. It's kind of hard. Once you get to the middle part, you start kind of losing where you are. You get past FDR and it starts getting a little confusing. Being honest too, I've seen that happen. Jones still ahead in the count, 2-1 facing Fooch. Lefty in the Los Altos has got the code, the pitching code on their arm sleeves for the catchers. Just get a 3-number combination as Jones called time, and he's back in. He's ready. 2-1 pitch. Fastball low, and it's gonna get behind. Hanley. That's Connor Altinger gonna be running good. The home plate umpire some baseballs. So Fooch behind 3-1 to Jones. And one is, just put him on, get the double play. That actually might just be the safer option. Is the pitch, and Jones, wow, and Jones puts a charge into that. But Baum right there, and wow, an excellent play out there by Ryan Baum. Switching out to right field for Fooch. He go back a long way on that. Jones put a charge into that and just missed it. So 2 away for Hyman. 2 runs are still on the board. Fooch the lefty facing Hyman. Hyman reached on an error in the second. And grounded a double play in the fourth, so for 2. First pitch is a fastball up top for a ball. Hyman the DH today. The second pitch is in the dirt. And one wonders if Hanley's still feeling a little bit of the after effects of the big follow through from Jones. And Fooch again behind in the count, 2-0 early. He was behind 2-0 to Jones, behind the Munoz, now behind the Hyman. As the 2-0. And he takes that as a changeup for a strike. Los Altos 5, Willow Glen 3, top of the 5th. If you're just joining us, you've really missed all the scoring. I'm kind of saddened right now, if you have, because you're going to have to catch the highlights later at 11. And we don't even have highlights at 11, so good luck catching them then. 2-1 pitch to Hyman. And fouled off to the right, so Fooch evens the count up at 2. Deuce is running wild on the scoreboard, 2-2, 2 outs. And Hyman trying to extend the inning. The best inning so far for the Rams. 2 runs have scored on a double by Santa Maria. Sawyer reached on an error, and then some luck as Hyman fouls that off. And some luck at the Munoz grounded out, but Jones. But a throwing error actually ended up Plating the second runner in Soria. The pitch. Jones hits that, and that's held, and it's Hyman's gonna beat that out. And I'll wait for that scoring. I think they're gonna give him a hit. So a single by Hyman off the glove of Angulo. And that middle infield's gotten beaten up for the Eagles. Sixth batter of the inning, Ryan Davis. Top of the second, struck out swinging against Baum. Hit by a pitch in the fourth. So 0 for 1, reached base one time. Icing which is a pickoff. Ivan back in with a dive. Willow Glen just trying to keep the inning going any way they can, trying to just get runs on the board. And the slow leg kick and the pitch, that's fouled off the glove of Hanley. Fuch having to work, he's already given up 2. Only one of the runs will be charged. Second one was on an error. And there's one on with 2 out right now for Davis. Pitch, that's in the dirt, and that's gets behind. Ellie Fuch spiked that pitch. So Hyman to second, and the Rams are now going to smell big inning. And I'm going to make my Ram joke of the day now. In Nottingham, what does a tree fear the most? Correct answer is a Ram. Nottingham Forest and Derby County. One of the best rivalries in the East Midlands for soccer out there. I've got family in Derby and nearby Chesterfield, so of course I had to be a Rams fan. Deepest pitches, and that gets by Hanley, and well, Hyman's going to end up going to third. And now I think Stewart's going to be looking for a he might be looking for a new catcher. Hanley's been pretty solid behind the plate dish all day. And then there's just stuff getting by him left and right, and another one would be very crucial for the Rams. That pitch is up high. Fuch really struggling. Now we got 2 outs in pretty good succession, Munoz and Jones. Then Hyman single, a couple of pass balls, and a 3-run count to Davis. Callaway on deck hasn't really done much of anything in this pitch. Ball 4, that gets behind. Hyman's gonna walk in. So walk to Davis. 3rd run of the inning, 4th for the Rams. And now they're really smelling big inning. It's Jack Callaway, Stetsup. Hopefully not related to the Callaway Golf Company. If so, like that'd be kind of cool. You'd get your own custom Batman out of super golf apparel and get it BB course certified and everything. That'd be awesome. I'd love that as a pinch runner going to be going in for Ryan Davis. Oh, my mistake. Going in for Hyman. Wow. Okay, somewhere in the way as the pitching coach for South got out, Hyman and Davis switched, and I don't know where that was. So anyway, Brecke going in to run. For Hyman, who's now at first. Which means which means I really messed that lineup somehow. I have no idea how I managed to do that. I apologize for, well, everybody. Now it's Davis. Okay, so, so Malvini singled. There we go. Malvini singled, Hyman walk. So now it's Davis. Yeah, pick off and he walks. So now Brecke going in for Malvini. Dear goodness. This is some sorry announcing. I'm so sorry. It's awful. I even got the lineup right in front of me, and I'm not even looking at it at this point. Pitch. That's on the outside corner for a strike to Davis. Three runs on 2 hits and a couple of errors. All of a sudden, Willow Glen's come right back into this. Only down 1, still threatening with 2 outs. Pitch. And Davis knows he just missed that. Kendall right underneath. Easily gets it. Going to the bottom of the 6th, but 3 runs still come across for the Rams. It's 5-4. Big errors made by Brennan Hanley and allowing a couple of runs to score for the Rams of Willow Glen, and that was one of them right there, and just a cacophony of that. Well, Juarez is warm, but Ostrowski is still pitching. In the bottom of the 5th, it will be Hanley, Kendall, and Cook. And a substitution, Callaway is out. Harrison Ackerman is in. That's 9 foul by Hanley. Hanley a strikeout in the 1st, a double in the 3rd. That actually was the big run for the Eagles in that inning, and then all of a sudden a roaring comeback by the Willow Glen Rams in the last inning. A double, an E6, and a single, and a couple of other things, and now the base umpires, I don't know what's up, talking with Ostrowski and Vieira, and I don't know if it's something about foot placement or I don't know what it is. I think when even Santa Maria is asking that, that's probably not a good sign. Whatever it is over, and Hanley is behind in the count. 0-2. Here's pitch. Fastball, strike 3, called outside corner. So Hanley is gone looking. Here comes Kendall. Third strikeout of the game for the Rams pitching staff as Kendall looks at a curveball in the dirt. Kendall takes another pitch in the dirt for a ball. So it's ahead in the count 2-0. Kendall drew a walk in the 2nd and singled in the 3rd. His first batter to face Ostrowski. That's a strikeout. Right between the belt buckle and the thighs. And usually in the MLB, that's the high strike. So occasionally you'll get that umpire who gets the letters up there, but not as much. His third pitch is in the dirt, and it's behind Santa Maria. So 3-1. Count to Connor Kendall. His name was Cat when I was playing with him. Takes that pitch inside and called strike by Jim Good. Kendall already trotting down the first. He thought that was ball 4. So full count. That pitch in almost the exact same spot, and this time called a ball. And now Colby Cook is going to be pinch hit for its Connor Altinger. Altinger 118 with 2 hits in 17 at-bats. 404 OPS. All right, he's really been a spare player as a junior. Probably going to get some more time next year. So lefty Altinger facing the lefty Ostrowski. Pickoff move to Kendall at first. No one there. Stewart going for the kill right now. He's going to try to empty that bench of all the players he can that he thinks he can win. Pitch on the inside for a strike. Got Altinger, Yenny, Dace King, Shimizu, Gavin Ryder, and it's Sean Palmer as that ball is hit a mile in the air. Easily tracked down by the center fielder, so 2 out. And back to the top order at Angulo. He started the bottom of the first with a big walk and ended up scoring the first run of the game for the Eagles. Since then, grounded out to the pitcher and lined out to the third baseman. First pitch is a curveball in the dirt, gets behind. Kendall is going to motor into second on the pass ball. So runner on second with 2 outs. It's got like the 10th or the 11th pass ball I've seen today. This is not an instructional video for catching. This is a curveball in the dirt. So Angulo is ahead. 2-0. Ryan Baum waiting on deck. Baum's got a single. Flew out to right. And has popped out to center. So 1 for 3 on deck. And Angulo's got to get out first as a fastball is blown right by him.
All right, here we go, on time.
Yeah, 2-1 pitch to Angulo is a curveball foul straight off his foot. As Peter Daysking is, he's finished warming up, so we might expect to see him coming in for Fuchs. And after the 3-run fifth, also cannot put it past Coach Stewart to keep Fuchs in there any longer. He's been getting torched, even with no defensive help. Some errors by the catching staff too. 2-2 pitch. Fastball just upstairs. So full count to Angulo.
2 outs, gotta go. Hot 1-7, hot 1-7.
We know that Lincoln Juarez is all warm for the Rams if needed. The 3-2 pitch in the dirt, so Angulo draws the walk and steps Baum. It's all quiet right now in the Willow Glen bullpen. what a job by the Rams, clawing back down 5-1. Managing to come all the way back as Aaron Parker is going to be moving from third base to catcher, so Hanley's night is done. It's the pitch is a curveball. And Kendall going to have to scramble back. Santa Maria wanted to throw, no one was covering. And I'll wait to see who's replacing Parker at third. That pitch is a fastball taken by Bomber for a strike. It's about an even mixture, by the way. Everyone on the Ram side of the dugout wearing the long pants, and about half the Los Altos kids wearing the high stirrups. I prefer the high stirrups myself, just still haven't really gotten the need to get any, but a lot of schools like wearing them, especially when you get to college. It just kind of looks, you know, a little different. Like up to Butte. Butte wears them all the time. They got the nice high tri-banded black stirrups, the gold and the white on them. They actually look pretty sick when you see them in life. The or takes up high, and he's ahead in the count 3-1. Ostrowski just trying to get out of the inning. Still no action in the Ram bullpen, and one would hate to see a loss right now. Just when they walk back, is takes that 3-1 fastball for a strike. Ryan Baum, and everyone's running on this. Sudden death pitch inbound. Ostrowski, quick peek at second. There they go. Baum hits that right up the middle, but nice play by the shortstop. He flips high to second, not in time. So Ryan Baum with the single, and now Aaron Parker. Parker single in the first. Flew out to right in the third. Hit a big double in the fourth. Another double would knock in 2. Make this again a 3-run game. Still no action in the Willow Glen bullpen. They're sticking with Ostrowski, and I'm starting to question if that's a good idea, as a fastball tails away for a ball. Got Juarez, Millett, McCarthy, and Augustieri, Guerrero, as that pitch is a high chopper to second. And that's going to get out of the inning, so a 4-3. That's the end of that for the Eagles. They threaten but do not score. Top of the 6th coming up. Still 5. Still 5-4. The 3 for the Rams in this, the top of the 6th, and a couple of defensive substitutions. Altinger stays in the game, will go to third. Fuchs moves from pitcher to right. Baum moves from right to left. Hanley is out, and Aaron Parker will move from third to catcher. So Cook, Hanley out. And Callaway going to be leading off against new pitcher Peter Dace-King. First pitch is a fastball way up high. Dace-King, junior, 5'11", coming into the game. He has not pitched, at least according to the stats I have on him right now. Has not pitched at all. His first appearance of the year. Fastball's taken for a strike. And a bunch of listed pitchers on this Los Altos team. Susko, Altinger, Parker, Brenner, Baum, Yenny, Kendall, Cook, Dace-King, Fuchs, and Gulo. So basically everyone on their team can pitch. It's kind of nice. And that's runs up and in, and it hits Callaway. A big base runner there for Riley Stewart. And AJ Santamaria waiting on deck. Stewart so far this game has grounded 2 short. third. Grounded just short in the fourth. So he's 0 for 2. It looks like he's going to try to bunt over the tying run, which is a curveball. It's a pitch out, and Stewart, sorry, my bad, Callaway back in. Stewart just got to advance him over for the hottest hitter right now in Santa Maria. Drew a walk to start the game. Santa Maria on deck. Double in the third. Double in the fifth. Yeah, 2 doubles. And he's reached base all 3 times. And the pitch is going to pitch out, and that's a better throw. And they just missed getting Callaway. That was an excellent pick by Parker. Parker's got an arm, and he's not afraid to show it off. That's 2 pitches in a row, and Stewart's ahead 2-0, and he's still trying to move Callaway over. Back and pick off, and they're just going to try to make sure that Callaway doesn't get any bright ideas. Oh, wait, my bad, that's Ackerman. Sorry, Ackerman in for Callaway. Actually, my mistake, that was last inning, as the bunt attempt is fouled back. They did have a pinch hitter, so Callaway replaced at second by Harrison Ackerman. There's been a bunch of substitutions late in the game as both coaches are trying to get that. Well, Glenn's case, the tying run just across the plate and just trying to extend this in any way they can. So Stewart squares. And the pitch. So another bunt back and foul. So 2-2 count to Stewart. I don't really foresee him bunting with 2 strikes, even with your hottest hitter waiting on deck. And AJ Santa Maria. I mean, just what a season this guy's had. Almost batting 400. 2-2 pitches up top. And he showed out in this game for certain. 2 doubles and a walk. So plate discipline, plus power, plus speed. I'd love to keep an eye on him. Even though he is a senior, I'm actually going to go ask him after the game where he's hoping to go. Payoff pitch is just a little low. Good started. And then held up, so hit by pitch and a walk to Stewart. And here comes AJ Santa Maria. Wow, the entire Los Altos bench up in arms. Good started like he was going to ring him up, and then thought second. Gave it a second thought about it. And Susko going to go talk to Dace King. Dace King not in a position he wants to be in, with Santa Maria up and nobody out. That score so far for Willow Glen, 4 runs on 5 hits and 1 error. For the Eagles, 5 runs, 9 hits, but 2 errors. I think it should actually be around 4. They're going to have Santa Maria try to bunt over, which is surprising. He's your hottest hitter. And he's going to take the first pitch outside for a ball. And Dace King is really starting to lose sight of the plate. 1-0. And that's hit, but it's here to second. So on to second one, fire to first. So fielder's choice, 6-4. So runners at the corners with 1 out. For Soria. Soria started the game off, grounding out into a double play. And since then, a single, reached on an error, so 1 for 3. So Soria going to try to do some damage. Pitch, and that's a perfect safety squeeze. Absolutely nothing there. So sacrifice 1-3. Ackerman comes in to score. This game is tied. And what a job by Soria. So Isaac Munoz is coming up with a runner on second and 2 outs. So the Santa Maria fielder's choice ends up paying dividends, as they're going to intentionally walk Munoz and set up Jones, Arthur Jones. So far for Jones, singled in the second, flew out to left, and flew out to right, and is capable of doing much, much more as Dace-King steps off. Dace-King's just trying to find his composure. He's gotten 2 outs, but he's also let in the tying run. And that run at second is oh so critical in this absolute slugfest of a game as the pitch runs inside. Malvini on deck. After him, it's Hyman. Dace-King in a world of trouble right now, even with 2 outs. 1-0. That's up and away. So Dace-King is fallen behind every batter so far that he has faced. Hit Ackerman on the first pitch, walked Stewart, got Santa Maria to ground out, but still fell behind him. Didn't fall behind Soria, but Soria still got the job done and then intentionally walked Jones. That pitch is hit over to Angulo, fires on to Kendall, but the damage is done. Hit by pitch, a walk. Santa Maria fielder's choice, and then the Soria sack bunt, and it's all tied up at the end of the top of the 6th. It is all tied up at 5-5. It's the lefty Gabriel Guerrero, who's one of their best relievers, and he'll be facing Ben Parker, Fooch, and Susko in the bottom of the 6th, as the Rams have knotted this one up at 5. So Parker going to be facing the lefty to start off. Guerrero coming into the game. .247 ERA, 10 appearances, 1 save. He's in a bit of a pressure situation right now, trying to keep the Eagles scoreless. First pitch from Guerrero is a pitch low and away, but called a strike to Parker. Ben Parker so far, single in the first, single and stole a base in the third, and ended up scoring. So 2 for 2 so far. And the pitch is a curveball in the dirt on deck. Fooch who struck out in the first, grounded out to short. He's 0 for 2. It's fastball pie. You look at the lineups for both teams. All the scoring's been basically bunched in the top half. For Willow Glen, it's basically just been Santa Maria, Soria, Munoz. And for the Eagles, it's been Angulo, Baum, Parker. As the 2-1 pitch is a called strike on the inside. Guerrero, a short lefty, listed at 5'9", 175, so actually similar in build to myself, except he's a lefty, so everyone loves him. Well, you know, lefties, they're great as a fastball. That's fouled way over everything. So Parker trying to stay alive at 2-2. And Guerrero just trying this team back in. They will be sending up Malvini, Hyman, Davis. As that pitch is a high pop-up, Santa Maria moving back. An excellent catch right into the sun for the first out, and up comes Fooch. Fooch 0 for 2 so far. As I was saying, for the Rams, they're sending up the 5, 6, 7, Malvini, Hyman, Davis, and then Ackerman if needed. First pitch, and Fooch way late on that. Swung right through a fastball. So Guerrero quickly ahead. Second pitch is fastball a little bit higher. And I think they're absolutely no relation to Vladimir Guerrero or his absolute badass son, Vlad Jr., who's tearing it up right now. That's just a nasty lefty curveball. That spins in for strike 2. Vlad Jr. right now, if anyone's watching or writing about him, he's the #1 overall prospect in the minors right now. Expect to see him probably called up in September, which is a little late because he's tearing it up and the Jays aren't doing so well as a change up in the dirt. But to quote one article I read about Vlad Jr., it was, quote, like he's playing a video game. And when you looked at his stats, it's most definitely like he's playing a video game. Anyway, this Guerrero, all from 1-2 to 3-2 is Fooch showing some discipline at the plate and just trying to get base runners. I cannot see Dayskin going back out there. Someone's going to be probably coming in, most likely. Ugh, man. That pitch, man, right on the corner and just missed it. Maybe Yenny coming in, maybe Brenner. I can't see him throwing the pressure out there. That's a little rough. There's a pinch runner going to be coming in. It's going to be Shimizu. Pinch running for Fuseiji Shimizu. 5'7", 165, senior outfielder. Most likely will be replacing Fooch, not a pitcher. They're not going to re-enter Fooch to pitch, that's almost for certain. They got Kendall, Yenny, Brenner, both Parkers. I can't see Aaron going in as he's catching. Altinger and Susko. So maybe Susko. And Altinger waiting on deck. Guerrero's first pitch. That's fouled straight into Santa Maria's glove for a strike. Nice little off-speed pitch to start this off. It's 5-5, bottom of the 6th. One runner on. Guerrero with a quick toss to first. Shimizu easily back. Willow Glen's high in the game on a. Oh, that got him by a mile. Shimizu caught leading too much in Santa Maria with a nice back pick for the second out of the inning. So now with 2 outs, all Guerrero has to do is get Susko and try to complete one of the best comebacks I've seen in a while in high school baseball. They were down 5-1 going into the 5th inning. 3 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th to tie it. And almost none of it to actually do with hits. In the 5th, it was double and error. And just some sloppy defense by the Eagles that ended up costing them. Then last inning, it was hit by pitch, a walk, a fielder's choice, and then a sac bunt. It was just excellent as that curveball runs inside. So full count to Susko, just like he did to Fooch. And Santa Maria imploring Guerrero, hey, keep it down. Down is safe. Full count. Hit the pitch. Cisco is going to launch that into the tennis courts. Yeah, the athletic complex for the Eagles is very nice. They've got the football field as soon as you enter. Baseball field right behind. Softball field, pretty much kitty corner. A large field in the middle where the lacrosse and soccer and such play, and the tennis courts behind that. We'll say JV soccer. Lacrosse definitely plays there. Soccer varsity plays on the football field, turf, and the track outline. So Suskill facing Guerrero. Payoff pitch. Guerrero fires. And that's fouled way out of play. I'd like to tell everybody thank you. My mother's in the audience today. Really need to thank my mom for all the stuff she does. She gets me to these games. St. Francis, Menlo Atherton, Los Altos, Mountain View, East Palo Alto. 3-2, Guerrero. So let's go to another foul. It went even farther out towards the portables, and well, they're out of baseballs. Coach Daniel Hernandez firing a couple into Santa Maria. Hernandez, the hitting coach, and also works at Mountain View as part of the special ed department. So Susko taking a long breath, and Guerrero having to work. Just trying to keep this a scoreless bottom of the sixth and get his team back in. They will have the 5-6-7 Malvini, Hyman, Davis as that pitch is hit, and that's through, and that's in the gap. And Susko's gonna end up holding it one. Took a big turn. And up steps Dace King. So Dace King going in to hit for Hanley. It's part of the switch. And he bats with 1 on and 2 out. Dace King takes the first pitch up high. Batting .600 in only 9 games. 3 for 5 on the season, all singles. And I guess Dace King's going to go back out there to try to keep Willow Glen off the boards. The one pitch is some sort of cutter, and Santa Maria couldn't handle it, but Susko didn't know where it was. He holds it first. Gabriel Guerrero just trying to get the Rams into the 7th and a possible chance to win the game. Coming back down 4 to tie it in the 6th. And a hit by pitch, a walk, a fielder's choice. Is that it's a slider or a cutter, and just misses inside. So 3-1. Dace King, and a walk would really hurt the Rams. As soon as I'm saying that, Guerrero throws another pitch right down Broadway, and Dace King offered, missed by a country mile's a little too large, so you know a good farm mile possibly. So Susko's taking off as Guerrero steps off, and he's ready. Payoff pitch to Dace King. There goes Susko. And up high, ball 4. So now for Kendall. Kendall so far. Walk in the 2nd. And a walk in the 5th. So 0 for 0 with 2 walks. Here comes Brian Vieira. Out to go talk to Guerrero. Best closer. I think he just wants to remind Guerrero he's treading on a little bit of thin ice with 2 on and 2 out. Even with Kendall, who's only walked twice. So the go-ahead run on second. 250 hitter coming in, and going into the game, he walked 9 times, so bumped that total to 11 as Vieira finishes up his conference. As the man they call Cat steps back into the batter's box. And 2 on with 2 out, and this possibly the last important out-of-conference game for the Rams. They're not going to make CCS playoffs very easily. So first pitch cutters in their first strike. All their games left are league. If they win this, and they win all the rest of their games, they could go 15-12. But 6-7 in league is not going to do you too much, and just above 500 in the wins is really not going to do you anything. Short of a miracle is a curveball in the dirt from Guerrero. 2 games against Westmont, 2 games against Branham, 2 games against Leland. And for the Eagles, Branham, Milpitas, Leland, 2 against Alto to finish off the year. 1-1 pitch, just low and in. And Vieira's really trying to figure out a way to get Guerrero to just get through. He's been their most solid reliever coming in. There's no action as yet in the bullpen. And that's a balk for Guerrero. So both runners advance 90 feet. It's a 2-1 count. Guerrero thought that Jones would be covering. Well, it's 2-1. All Kendall has to do is get it essentially through the infield. So the infield's going to go play back. A bunt might work, but probably not recommended as the 2-1 pitch is in the dirt. So 3-1. It's a struggling Guerrero, and the go-ahead run, impossible winning run on third. And that's Susko. Dace King on second. 3-1. That's in the dirt, so third walk of the inning. For Guerrero. And here comes Altinger. Altinger. Pinch hit for Cook. And he ended up flying out his last time up as the first pitch to Guerrero is a fastball on the inside for a strike. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Altinger just trying to get the hit in. His pitch is hit, right at shortstop, and they're going to get out of it. Altinger grounds out to Stewart. And despite having the bases loaded, Guerrero works out of a jam. Going into the top of the 7th and final inning, it is all tied up at 5. The bottom of the second, Guerrero got Altinger to ground out to short unassisted. Gabriel Guerrero worked out as Peter Daysking is back on the hill in this, the top of the 7th and final inning of regulation baseball. And And he's facing the meat of the order, the 5, 6, 7, Malvini, Hyman, and Davis. Let's start with this. The Rams, just a mess, one of the best comebacks I've seen this year. Down 5-1 going into the 5th. They scored 3 runs in that inning on a double, an error, and a couple of mistakes by the Eagles defense. And then they scored their tying run the last inning on a hit by pitch, a walk, a fielder's choice, and then a big sack bunt by Jacob Soria. As this Michael Malvini to lead things off. First pitch from Ace King is inside. Malvini at least going into today 267 with no extra base hits. One would be huge right here as Malvini takes that just inside. And Hyman's out, so Brecke will be batting instead of Hyman. My mistake. But right now, Malvini ahead in the count 2-0. Make that 3-0. And Ace King really struggling early. Even with only the intentional walk, he still walked one last inning. Is on the verge of doing that again. That pitch is on the outside for a strike. So Ace King still behind in the count 3-1. Now he steps off. Gonna try to compose himself. 3-1 pitch incoming. And that's just slow ball 4. So Malvini works the walk, and up steps Taylor Hyman. And we're going to have a pinch hitter for Hyman, Caleb Rodriguez. So Rodriguez, pinch hitting for Hyman Rodriguez. 2-11 with no extra base hits. And a 436 OPS. As we're just waiting on Rodriguez to get into the box. Bringing a lot of lefties now off the bench for Willow Glen. That's one of the benefits of having a slightly above average roster, and that's a throw over to first to make sure Malvini's not going anywhere. Everyone knows it's a bunt and run, and Rodriguez just going to try to advance him for Ryan Davis, who most assuredly will be getting pinch hit for. And that hit him in the batter's box, so that will be a foul. So Rodriguez fouled that one off. Altinger creeping in at third. I like kicking the, that's fouled straight back and over. So now Rodriguez is going to have to swing away 0-2. 2-11 hitter and possibly the biggest situation of this game right now. Tying run, honestly, the go-ahead run on first with no outs, and they're going to have them bunt with 2. And that pitch is thrown high and away, but Malvini back in with that first dive. And they're going to appeal, and no, Rodriguez did not go. He pulled back in time. So Rodriguez with another shot to move Malvini over. He's taking a while, and now shifts into the butting stance, and the pitch is, that's perfect. And Dace King, wow, that's an E1. Rodriguez bunted it straight back to Dace King, who couldn't handle it. So now runners on first and second for Ryan Davis. There's going to be a conference on the mound between Parker and all the infielders and Dace King. To this point, Davis has been hit by a pitch and popped up to third. And most likely he's just going to move the chains along for Harrison Ackerman, the 5'8", 150 junior. And Coach Stewart imploring his guys, hey, 1 out at a time. Malvini on second, Rodriguez on first after the error, and Davis up. Here we go. That's bunted foul, third base side. And Coach Vieira just told him, hey, just bunt was fine, just adjust the angle and get it down. That's all he needs to do. Malvini has supposed to be 5 steals this year. Rodriguez over at first has 1. So speed, a little bit of speed on the base paths. As the 0-1 pitch is again bunted foul by Davis. It's almost like they're running some sort of not even a safety squeeze, but just a normal sack attempt, but nothing really getting it down. So Davis might swing away, and all they have to do at this point is just get Malvini over to third, and even to the double play. And Ackerman batting, that's not too bad. So 0-2. And he bunted right through that. And that's a double play, so a 2-6 double play unleashes Malvini and Davis on the strikeout. And Parker with Aaron Parker with an excellent gun out. So now it's Ackerman. Ackerman the last time up was hit by a pitch. Then Stewart, who's on deck, walked. And a back pick, and Heilman's not really, Rodriguez not really going anywhere. Dace King. Looking in. Sign he wants. Center pitch. Curveball on the outside, and Rodriguez is going to really have to get back quickly. Parker will throw. He already showed that he back-picked a guy at second, Malvini, just now. That's flared into right, and that's going to be... And Gulo getting out there for the out, so Willow Glen got 2 on, and a big double play and raced all of that. So bottom of the 7th coming up is still 5-5. Runners on first and second. And then after this failed bunt attempt by Davis, the strikeout, the easy put down, the 2-6 double play raised that threat by the Eagles. And now the Eagles with a chance to walk it off in this, the bottom of the 7th. Guerrero still on the mound, facing the top 3. Angulo, Baum, Parker. So Angulo is, so far this game, walked, grounded out to the pitcher, and walked again. So 0 for 1 with 2 walks. And this has been a very tense game ever since the 5th, when Willow Glen scored 3. To make the solve a game, it was 5-1 to that point, all Los Altos. So first pitch in the dirt for a ball. Gulo so far this season, .439 going into the game with 1 home run and 5 doubles, and a home run here would absolutely seal the deal for the Eagles and be an absolutely miserable end. As that ball is launched in the left. If that's got the distance, it's gone, and it's gonna hit right on down by the 310 mark. Angulo gonna fly into second with a double. And he's gonna leave it up to Ryan Baum. And Baum will be batting right-handed with the right-handed, so the left-handed Guerrero. But first, before that, Brian Vieira is going to go out and talk to Gabe Guerrero. You can see right here, it's a hanging fastball, and Angulo just didn't get enough of it, but he got enough to hit it right down by the 310 mark. And with his speed, he easily got into second. So Vieira just trying to get Guerrero possibly focused and just trying to extend this game. And Baum knows all he has to do is really just move Angulo along. With a runner at second, that's almost a gimme run with no outs. And Baum's going to be batting left-handed. He has been a switch hitter for a while. Facing the lefty, Guerrero. Angulo at second, no outs after a big double and a hanging fastball. And Guerrero with the pitch and just a little bit low. Excellent frame job by Santa Maria, but Jim Good just not going for it. That's the bottom of the 7th. The Eagles trying to walk it off for their 19th win of the year. Baum pitches and he reached on that. Aaron Parker on decks, will hit next. The only question will be, will Angulo be on base? Will Baum have walked it off? And Baum, no decision on the mound. Despite going 4 innings, giving up only the 1 run, he's no decision as Baum fouls that one out of play. Between Fooch and Ace King, managed to make sure he is in line for the no decision despite an excellent outing. Guerrero's pitch just away. So Guerrero, it's Baum in a 2-2 count, and that left-handed batter's box starting to look like a bit of a minefield. There's just giant clods of dirt everywhere. The amount of lefties we've seen. Pitch the 2-2, and Baum hits that into right center. That will hang up enough. But he will manage to move Angulo over to third for Aaron Parker. All Parker has to do, as Willow Glen brings the infield in, is just get it through the infield. Parker so far, single in the first. Fly out, as they're going to put him on intentionally. Well, for the other Parker. I wonder if they're just going to put him on intentionally. Yeah, they're going to put him on intentionally too. So they're going to load the bases up for Zach Fooch. And now Stewart's going to go talk to Fooch, and everyone knows basically all he needs to do is hit something hard and on the ground and in a space where no one can do anything with it. And that one's a game of comebacker to the pitcher, barring a throwaway by Santa Maria, which I cannot see. Won't do it. Won't be anything. Knock it down, get it four as quickly as you can. For Fooch. So far in this game, Fooch has struck out swinging in the first. Ground out to short. As Fooch hits that, and that's in the center field. That's going to win the game. And Guillo scores, and the Eagles mob Zach Fooch over at first. And this is a 6-5 final. And the Eagles have won this game and improved to 19-1 on the year. The Rams fall to 8-13 overall. And as the two teams get to their respective headlines, we are going to end this game. And our producer and director, at least for half of this game, was Taylor Wiest. Andrew Baldwin doing some of the camera work, and our technical director on this. Tim Erkson and our truck engineer and camera, an excellent job by him. And Ted Melke also on camera duty tonight as well. Special thanks to the Eagles of Los Altos, High School. And this has been a KMVT 15 Sports production, copyright 2019. Last time, I am CJ Rulo, and I'm signing off tonight and wishing you an absolute great night.